All right, man. It is show 408, man. We are back in the house. It's time to do our duties, man. I'm the host of the Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my adorable co-host, the Tiffonator herself, Tiffobot.
You know what? It's been a long week, I think. A good week, but a long week because, it's the holidays.
Yeah, man. It was a trip at work this week because I started out Monday and I was like, I'm about to chill all week because nothing happens the week before Thanksgiving. Hell broke loose.
Yeah, of course.
My last moment, all the way to the end, like, I try to feverishly work and shit. And I was like, what the hell is this? Anyway, man, we got a pretty good show for you, man. So Tiff went and dug some news out, man.
Yeah. Some extra outside of the box, outside of the fans. Well, not really, but this is shit Montego doesn't necessarily care about, probably. The Bruce Almighty thing, maybe.
Well, okay, don't give it away for free. Let the people stay in.
We always say we're going to talk about this piece of news and this piece of news. Yeah. So this piece of news is One Punch Man. This piece is Bruce Almighty. Stay tuned to hear what we have to say.
Also, Tiff started another game this week, man.
I sure did.
So what is this that we're doing this week?
So it originally started as a concept for Mystery Date, but then Montego explained to me that show was called, what's it called?
It's called The Dating Game.
The Dating Game. There's a board game called Mystery Date. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 films with the same actor in them, with the hardest film getting given first, and you're going to try to guess as soon as you can who the common actor is. Right. A little bit like the three doors on the mystery, the dating game, but
Indeed,
it's a mystery. You don't know who contestant number 1 is.
Yeah, right. So I'm looking forward to this because I like the setup so far, so it's pretty good. So after that, man, we're gonna do something that we actually had a lot of interest in the menu a few months ago when they showed us the trailer. We were like, "Ooh, shit, this looks good," So we finally get a chance to check this out. I think it came out about a week ago, and we hightailed it to the movies a week later. And we got the goods, and we're going to do it for you here on Fans Patrol because that's what we do. So, hang on, are you ready to roll, Tiff?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go and do our thing. So we are back, and it's time for a little social media for those who are not watching us on the YouTube channel here. Tiffobot, where can the people, other places they can find us that's more convenient?
We'll get our website back up soon. But until then, please visit us at Fans of Patrol on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check out our Fans Patrol 0 is our, what is that? TikTok. And then you can get to us on our YouTube. Check out our Patreon for $1 where we do some stuff. And then any listening platform you prefer.
Yeah, I think we was banned from our own TikTok after we...
we got banned from I'm still fucking bitter about it because it wasn't even fucking me.
Hey! We don't always agree, y'all. It's all good.
Shit. We don't. But you know what? I like to say that, beloved asshole, sneaky asshole. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the open living my shitty truth out loud, and then Montego comes along and torpedoes your fucking dreams. You fucking wait. You just wait. It was like when he told me he didn't like The Princess Bride.
Hey. That got a lot of hate.
Yeah, it sure did. That's people were flabbergasted.
I was I was at in that film 1917, bombs and shit flying up, it was rough, man.
It's because Montego is Transformers, great. Princess Bride, beloved classic.
Hey, what can I say? We
like what we like. Here's the thing: if we just said whatever anyone was thinking themselves, why would you come here?
Indeed. People think I'm so predictable. But anyway.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm going to get the website back on tab this week because I'm motivated finally. I said, I'm going to do it,
I said self.
I said you myself. So you're going to do that website thing. So what are we doing, man? So we have news, right? And this is Tiffobot's news.
These are my news. My news is, I was going to say my notes because they don't know we call it that. My news is that they're going to make a live action One Punch Man.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, and I'm talking about this is a shout out to So Wizard. They love One Punch Man over there.
Uh-huh.
So I saw this and immediately thought of them. It's the guy who makes the fucking Fast and the Furious movies.
Justin Lin is so he left the Fast and the Furious movies under you bastards, and that was it. And after I think he did a few of those movies, and so now he's doing One Punch Man. Now I am familiar with One Punch Man. How could I not be? I live in He's it's actually one of the most famous animes that's out right now. Came out.
I agree.
It started in like 2009 or something like that, and it took everybody by storm except for me. Because I didn't care. I just never cared. And talk about fan favorite. You see him at every con. Every con I went to, you see about
like Saitama, is that his name?
Who are you talking to?
I listen, you guys. As much as you might think that this is something I should know about, you would think this was my.
Yeah, I thought it was your jail.
I have no idea. The only information I have about this is from knowing that people really like it on the internet, and all I know about it, he's like a very strong guy, and he's like basically looking for a fight that challenges him because he can beat anybody with one punch.
Is like. Right, I thought he could kill you with one punch if he wanted to.
I'm sure that he probably knocks people out. Rarely in a comedic, there's like comedy elements to this. Is there any real death?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's more just by like a knockout.
Oh, I don't know. I'm learning as I'm sitting
here.
Sure.
All I'm saying is, not knowing anything about the show really, besides that it's like he's I think it's a lot to do with like how funny it is that he's like got this kind of sense of like sadness that he can't find someone to beat up or beat him up. But is that I don't really think that live action anime ever really is that good.
Really? You don't have one example of like something that was The Matrix was it wasn't based on an anime, but it was based on the style. So yeah, there's not one. No.
I mean, I'm sure there.
That's interesting.
But I don't know if that's because it's like, okay, like I didn't think Ghost in the Shell necessarily looked that bad.
No, it did not.
I don't think it's a good movie.
Most people would agree with you like that, but it did look good. I tell you what looks like an anime, but there's not, and that's that movie you just talked about with Blade Runner. That looks like an anime,
Sure. So I mean, my theory is that what I mean is, okay.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like
this particular. Boom. Concept is a strange concept that like is a little bit more easy to suspend your disbelief when it's animated because it's anime. Is a strange concept where in the animation you can do stuff that isn't able to be done by a person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is fine because obviously people do stuff like Iron Man, blah blah blah.
So you have all this now, You
can, but like, okay, for instance, I guess I'm going to use an example that we all know about rather than this one, which might be less familiar. Reed Richards, superpowers are fine in the comic books.
Yeah,
but they end up looking really funny and kind of silly to me, and I think probably to a lot of people. In a live action movie because it really it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
The CGI maybe isn't there yet. So what I mean by that is that this might make a fine live action movie, but I think there'd have to be caveats because like he's doing these ridiculous things. And so I kind of feel like the movie might end up being like purposefully more ridiculous than it would be if it was animated because
subdued. Because sometimes they'll take it and put it on ground level and street level. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, this is not. And then it's gonna make people mad anyway.
I have no investment in this. I won't feel angry or sad or whatever. But if it happens, but like I find it a strange like with the Ghost in the Shell. All of that stuff could be made practically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not sure. I think in this one there's just like
hey, if you're Superman flying and punching somebody in the Rock, I don't see why this would be such a stretch.
I don't know. I think it'll be weird.
We don't get to play on the Rock. Again.
That would be. I don't think he looks muscly, right? He
No,
looks
he's
like
not. No,
he looks like a wimp,
like
right?
little,
But he's very
chump.
strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like a little chump with a bald head.
He's like, look at us talk about things we have no idea about.
Yeah. So, and that always brings internet hate too. You bastards should know what you're talking about. Listen.
Listen. I know enough about it to know a thing that's happening, and I can talk about whatever I want.
So, moving on.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So I thought I was at first when I put the story in, I thought this is funny, and then it legitimately made me sad because they advocated for a movie that I thought sounded very funny and good.
Okay.
So I sent Montego this article that it was recently been discussed, released, I don't know, that the original sequel to Bruce Almighty was not going to be Evan Almighty. It was supposed to be a movie called Brucifer.
You just like that.
Which is a very stupid name. But very funny actually when you think about if it ties it. And he was supposed to there was supposed to be some traumatic event that turned him away from the Lord. And then in the movie they wanted Morgan Freeman to come back and then play Satan, which would be such a brilliant comedic turn to have them maybe walk right out of the other room and into this other room. And here's the thing, it got scrapped, I guess, because people don't want that. They don't want to see a dark, funny, but it would have ended up fine.
Yeah, I think they didn't really want to see Jim Carrey be dark and.
Yeah, but you know what, you guys, dark things are funny.
Until I guess he's never played a villain until he played this thing in Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
No, he was a villain in that fucking what's that movie with the 3 kids? A Series of Unfortunate Events.
I've never seen it.
He's a villain in it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, excuse me. Shit.
Yeah, I know.
So
he's dabbled in playing them over time.
But at that time, that movie was out when I was in college. Christ Almighty, goodness gracious! I remember walking past my television and seeing them doing that typing scene, and I was just like, "Oh, that's on again." I never paid attention. Never saw.
Oh, you've never saw the movie?
Never watched it. I know what it's about.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing about it is that there was a time for all of us. Well, not all of us, maybe, where Jim Carrey was just in every movie.
Yeah, what's the Pet Detective 2, the Max. It was holy shit. I tell you what, was a good
Bruce. I was talking about Bruce Almighty. What's the Truman Show? Spotless Mind.
The one that I like that probably offends a lot of people was Me, Myself, and Irene. Holy shit.
Oh, Me, Myself, Irene, the Cable Guy. For a while he was Dumb and Dumber. There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he was captain of Hollywood for the longest.
But this particular period, I'm saying this Bruce Almighty is around the same time he did Liar Liar, and where there was more, he was kind of more turning a family friendly sort of funny.
Oh, he was doing both, I think. You never knew.
But this was his transitional period because this was also the Truman Show and the other kind of artistic movies that he was doing.
I hated the Truman Show, man.
I think I like that movie. I could fall asleep to that on a Sunday.
I couldn't stand. I was so.
It's a cozy because you're you don't care if you fall asleep. You're
You're right. I care if I fall asleep watching the movie. I wanted to beat my head against the wall. I couldn't wait to walk out that movie theater.
No. It's a Sunday movie. You're flipping through. It's halfway over on PBS TBS, and so you're I'll nap to it. I'll take a little quick snooze.
So anyway, man, I don't care about this. I'm glad it didn't get made because I don't care. So there we go.
Listen, the ending of this couldn't have been better. You think that you can't offend me. That's the most miraculous thing I've heard in my entire life. Fuck it.
So, man, I think we're going to take our break and we're going to come right back because it's time to have some fun and play some games and try to do a little winning up in here. So we're going to be right back. All right, man, we're back with Dating Fans, something that typically
I don't like it.
Not sure that's going to be the name, but for today, that's the name, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the host of I'm
the host of Dating Fans. I'm a kiss on the cheek. Mwah, mwah. Is that what they do? I feel like that old game shows they always kiss you on the cheeks.
It was like some creepy old dude.
Yeah, they're like, no. Oh, I should have done. Yeah, that was. I'm sorry, anyone watching. That was grotesque. Right. Anyway.
Kibblebot is the host because this is her new game.
Oh, yes. Okay, so as we explained earlier, but let's kind of give it to you again.
Yes.
What we're basically going to do is have 3 movies that share a star.
Yes.
And we're starting with the hardest one, the one that, like, I don't know, maybe there's another star in it that you might think is that person, or you wouldn't really know. Maybe they're a background character.
Yes.
You have the opportunity to try to guess and see if maybe, you know, I want to say, I don't want to maybe guess one that has your name in it, but like Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not Brad Pitt, you lose. You can't go forward. But if it is, you get 3 points. If you answer on the second movie clue, 2. And if you answer on the first one, 1. Obviously, if you don't get it, 0.
So if you miss it, you don't. It's not that you can't go forward. You have to move forward to the lower score amount.
I would say that if you guess and you get it wrong, it's over.
Really?
Okay, well what?
That doesn't make
sense. Why? Because you just get 0.
Okay, so if I'm trying to guess Luke Skywalker, well, I'm trying to guess Mark Hamill, and I say something in the movie he's not in, boom, I don't get that 3 points, so I got to go to the next one, which is only 2 points.
Okay, so
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can play this either way. You can play it the mean way, which is my way, I guess, or we can play it the nice way, which is your way.
We'll guess the hardest one, and we'll both be sitting here with no damn points.
Okay, fine. You'll get then we have to have some because otherwise it'll be like endless guess. You get 1 guess per tier.
Per round, right?
Per tier.
Yes, per round.
That's not a round. That's not a round.
Okay, her and him.
Jesus Christ, this is already getting complicated, everybody.
Okay.
I think I'll start.
Okay, by all means.
I will give you the first movie.
Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first. Go ahead.
The first movie is Monster Hunter.
Megan Good?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
So no 3 points for me.
No. The second movie, Pacific Rim.
Monster Hunter, Pacific Rim.
I thought this.
Oh, Ron Perlman?
Yes.
All right. So
so 2 points.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So then my number 1 movie would have been Hellboy.
Okay, that would have been super
easy. Right. So that's the little one. So okay. Now we kind of got what's going on here.
Yeah.
And Montego's on the board with 2 points.
Okay.
Right. I also I didn't want to say it, but I regret making this game because, as Montego and probably a lot of other people know, I'm not very good with remembering names.
All right. So, okay. So the first movie.
Yes.
The Mosquito Coast.
Never even heard of this movie. I'm sorry. Just guess. I'm just gonna guess a name. Who's in a lot of movies? Morgan Freeman.
No.
Okay.
Second movie.
Okay.
Frantic.
I get to guess, right?
Yeah, you can guess.
This is gonna be amazing. Hayden Christensen.
Absolutely not.
All right, go on.
And the last one, The Fugitive.
Oh, Harrison Ford?
Yes, you got 1 point. He starred in both of those movies, so I didn't think it was.
Wait, what was the second movie?
Frantic. It happened right after Witness. He went to Paris. Somebody abducted his wife. It was dope.
Okay. Am I dumb for not knowing this?
No. I thought a lot of people seen it. Well, it wasn't supposed to be super hard, but
okay.
Middle of the road.
I've been. Okay. 2 for you and 1 for me.
All right. Next round. Yes.
First movie.
Yes.
Sin City.
Oh, what's that bastard's name?
What's that bastard's name?
Face?
Well, it's not him. That's not Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, right? Mickey Rourke was my favorite.
I know who you're going. I'm not gonna let you struggle because it's not him.
Okay. So the next one.
I think you should be able to get it on this one.
Okay.
The Good Son.
The Good Son.
Mm-hmm.
Only person I remember out of Good Son was Macaulay Culkin. I don't think he was in Sin City. No.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my goddamn answer.
No, I thought that would be a gimme. And then the last one is, I'm going to just say, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
Well, he's all of the Lord of the Rings.
Shoot, Sean Astin? No.
Elijah Wood.
Oh, really? He was in The Good Son. Oh, he was the son getting his ass
he's
whooped. Right,
he's the good son.
right. I got
He's the titular son.
He was the one getting his ass whooped. Right from Macaulay Culkin. That's pretty good, Tiff. That's my fault.
I'm sorry. I thought you would know that. No. I honestly didn't mean for that to be tricky or anything.
Yeah. I didn't get it.
I even thought Lord of the Rings would give it away.
Well, I don't remember The Good Son until now. You know.
Yeah.
The first one was he was the guy with the little nails in Sin City.
Yeah, he's the little yellow guy.
Yeah.
It's got to be the first one's got to be hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Okay.
You know what?
If I would have said the movie North, would you have gotten it? Do you know that movie? Okay.
But what was the name of the lady who was in there? You know, they got the Latino lady. You know, with the guns and in the Sin City. You know.
Oh.
I forgot her name. No, wait a minute. That was Rosario Dawson. That was Rosario Dawson. Yeah.
I've only seen the movie once, and I don't remember much about it.
Oh shit! I thought that was one of your things. Okay, the next one.
Yep.
First one, Cop Car.
Cop Car. Oh, okay. Wait, is that what I think? Is that Marky Mark?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
No, it's not Mark Wahlberg. The next one is Mystic River.
Oh, okay. Kevin Bacon?
Oh, shit. You got it at number 2. Oh, shit. You got it. It was my last one was going to be Hollow Man. God damn it. You got it.
Oh, I would have gotten on Hollow Man, yeah.
Oh, I just gave myself them 2 points. Let me stop.
Yeah, I was over here like, huh? Because you got 0 on that last one, unfortunately.
I got a big bagel.
I felt bad, actually. Okay, so you ready for your last one? Unless we share a person. Which I don't think we do. At this point, we're probably good.
All right, what we got?
Okay, number 3. The first movie. Her. H-E-R. Her.
Oh. Was that Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, Montego, you got 3. I'm really proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Oh shit!
Okay,
check that out.
Okay, this last one could really fucking do it.
All right, sure, kid. Number 1, Ben-Hur, the newer one, not the old Ben-Hur from 1,000 years ago.
Well, I've got news for you. I've seen neither of them.
Oh, you never seen the real Ben-Hur from back in the day?
I've seen some of it because my history teacher was obsessed with the fact that
you
someone
couldn't escape it around Easter back in the day on television.
Well, I've seen, but I'm not opposed to it. I just watch a lot of cartoons. 300.
Oh, you're talking about the Scottish dude?
Yeah, not him.
No, not him.
Okay, then we're moving on.
All right, number 2. Dolphin Tail.
What? Yeah, what is this? This sounds ridiculous. Robert Redford.
But no, Dolphin Tail is he's still doing movies. That's true. And the last one, Driving Miss Daisy.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes, ma'am.
I was so scared that I was going to be wrong. You won.
5.
I had 4. You had 5.
Yeah.
I
won it a long time, and I feel good. Hey, I like this game, Tiff. I enjoyed this. I like this game.
Yeah.
So, man, we're gonna take a break. That was fun. And it's time for our main topic, man. We're coming back with a little talk of food and the menu. I hope you had something to eat if you watch this flick because it will make you hungry.
It's Thanksgiving leftovers. It's great. It's a great week for it.
Oh, yeah. I wish it was at home, though. We'll be right back. It is time for the main topic, Act 3 on our show. We did the menu, y'all. So, you know, we went to the theaters. We had to check this out in person. And I'm looking forward to talking about it. So the menu, 2022, rated R, 1 hour 47 minutes. Comedy. I don't think comedy.
Oh, I think it was mostly a comedy.
Oh, I don't think so, y'all. So this is gonna be an interesting talk.
Okay.
A young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. So who is in this movie, Rooney?
So it's a lot of people. So Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah. Very interesting, Ralph Fiennes.
Being creepy. He likes to be a creep sometimes. Anya Taylor-Joy.
The oddly beautiful.
The oddly beautiful Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult.
Beautiful. I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult, the oddly beautiful Nicholas Hoult as well.
And Nicholas Hoult.
So John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like. There are a bunch of other people who are in Hong Chow.
Yeah.
Janet McTeer, Reed Birney, Judith Light, Paul Adelstein, Amy Carrero, Arturo Castro, Rob Yang.
I thought he wasn't even alive anymore. But
who?
Reed Birney, but he's still alive. I didn't think he was alive the last time I saw him. You hear about people passing in Hollywood and stuff.
Sure.
I wasn't sure, but he's still there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, even some of these people you've never seen before.
Yeah. Some of them are like, or like there's a couple people in this movie that I recognize, like I kind of recognize, like maybe in the back of my mind as like somebody I've seen in like a small movie or a television show.
Yeah. Because some of these folks I was like, never seen them before, but nobody was weak. I don't think.
No, I didn't think so.
So before we go any further, I like to have to say one word. One word, Tiff. What do we got for the menu?
Fun. I had a lot of fun when I watched this movie.
Okay. That's interesting. My one word is shocking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
There was shocks after shocks after shocks. What I have to say, what I liked about this movie is that it didn't fall into any of the traps that I just knew it was going to fall into.
Sure.
I thought we was going to be talking about cannibalism, and I just thought it was going to be, I had no idea it was going the direction it was going until you got there. And then even when you were going in that direction, I was like, something's got to, hit the reverse. It's something that's not what it seems, but it was a trip. So
yeah,
we'll hit those spoilers so we can talk about this hands free, and let's get it moving. So we start this whole thing, Tiffo, by they're on the pier. I like how they didn't waste any time, doing
they get right to it. Because that's all the setup you need. There's a bunch of rich buttholes who are going to go to this. And here's the thing, you guys. I do mean rich buttholes because they're rich and they're also not nice. Yeah,
now see, I didn't get that they weren't all nice, but I just thought they were, first of all,
$12,500 per person.
He said it was $1,250. Okay, so
I think he meant, when he said $1,250, I think he meant 5 zeros. We had this discussion in our theater.
No, I'm glad that you were talking about this because I was like,
because $1,250 to me is $1,250.
That's what I thought.
And that is not an expense. I mean, that is an expensive meal for more people, but it wouldn't be like outlandish. I think a lot of people could have,
if
a lot more people than the 1% could afford a $1,000 meal. Yeah. And that wouldn't cover you being taken to it. So I was like, he means $12,000.
Yeah.
$50 or $12,500, and whoever wrote that didn't know that's not how you say it.
Now let me say this: I agree with you 100% because if you would have said it was 12,000, if you just said 12,000, I'd have been like, whoa. But when you said 1,250, I was like, if I wanted,
that's not. Yeah, because if you really wanted to, if I really wanted to, I could scrounge it together.
Exactly. So yeah, let's just say it was 12.
It was 12,000 for sure.
So we get a half-ass introduction to some of these people as they come onto the boat.
Yeah.
Nicholas Holt's character is so pretentious, with his picture taking and all.
I will say he's so annoying in this movie that I had one of those moments where you almost can't. I'm like, oh, I think maybe Nicholas Holt's irritating.
Something happens in this movie, Tiff.
Yeah.
That bugs me, and it really was an intentional. I cried bullshit on it. Mm-hmm. That's when Margot tries to smoke the cigarette, and he talks to her. He's talking to her, like he knows her. And then there's a scene when they get off the ship, and she's not the person. He's substituted.
Yes.
He acts like he's so embarrassed, and I was embarrassed for him when it happened. I was like, ooh, he had his ex-girlfriend on there, and he invited the new girlfriend, and ooh. So I was like, what the hell was that? Later on in the movie.
What do you mean?
I'll get to it. We'll get to it.
It's just because he wanted to control her. It all made sense to me.
Well, the reveal happens. It was like, so I don't understand why it was such a big deal.
He wanted her to like enjoy it, and then he didn't want her to ruin her palate. He wanted to control all of that.
Okay, I just was just like, Well, you paid for that, so
Right. So don't even spoilers. She's ends up that she's, and here's the thing. I would like to let you all know that he was like, oh, blah, blah. I leaned over and I said to my friend, I said, oh, she's a sex worker.
You thought that?
Yeah.
No way. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that at all.
And he said, and she said, I don't think so. And I said, yeah, that's why he doesn't. It's weird. She's a sex worker.
I just thought she was the new girlfriend, Tiff. So let's move it forward. I
just want to let you know, you guys, that I am a movie detective.
Yeah, I get that.
And not on purpose, and I don't want it to ruin the movie for me, but sometimes I'm like, oh, she's a sex worker.
Hey, look, I didn't hear that to the reveal happen, and I was like,
I know, I'm so smart. I just want everybody to know that I'm very smart.
But when that reveal happened, Tiff, I was like, bullshit, because I was just like, wait a minute, did the embarrassing moment coming off the boat? What the hell was that? And he's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
He's embarrassed because he wasn't supposed to bring someone else.
But not only that, she kept looking all crazy, like she had that, like, I can't believe, oh, this dude is a trip. So anyway, we get there and they give him this tour of the island, and the director does a really, let me say, I didn't want to say fantastic, but I'm gonna say fantastic. He did a fantastic job introducing these people without taking the time to introduce them.
Right. They get a little bit pieces of them as they go through.
They show the bros, being rich bastards. And then they show the older couple, and they show the food critic, just in tiny little bits of conversations as they walk past. And that's all you needed to know about them.
Right.
That was brilliant.
That's a really good, so and I think this movie is, I feel, it's good. It's a good movie. Mm-hmm. It could have been I think it could have been a great movie if there had been some tweaks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I will say that there is an understanding in this movie that you don't have to show everybody everything for them to get the idea that you're going for. The idea that you're trying to get to me is that person's a scummy reviewer. This person's a snobbish bitch. You know what I mean? These are the things that you're trying to get to me, and you don't have to do 5 hours of preparation.
Wait a minute. Okay, since we're talking about some of the people,
yes,
what do you think the wife's sin was?
I kind of felt like she didn't do anything wrong, right?
You got to be a rich bitch just because.
Yes, yeah, right. I think she was just, but honestly, there's a couple people in this that I feel like
didn't deserve it.
Didn't really deserve it as much as the other people.
So I'm just going to skip ahead to one line, my favorite line in the movie.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, what school did you go to? She was like, Brown. He was like, you got student loans? She was like, no. He was like, you're dead. We were alone in the theater. It was me, my friend Austin, and my friend Jesse, and we all laughed. It was so funny. Right.
That's what I'm saying, that this movie is a comedy, and it even in I know that part is particularly funny, but so there's a part later too where they tell the gentleman, hey, you can escape. Yeah. You can try to escape, and we're going to give you a 15-second head start.
45 seconds.
Starting now. And then that was part of the dish, and they showed you the dishes. Yeah. And it was all the actions are part of the dishes too. I will say that we're kind of doing a more loose, I feel, review of this movie, but
I kind of wanted to get back on track because there's some things I wanted to.
You don't have. You can go back to it.
I just kind of want to get back on.
Everybody hates that.
But no. It doesn't have to be every little thing, but the whole cadence of when they started bringing out the food with the chef clapping, and all the people who worked at this place was just the worst assholes on the planet.
Yes.
That's
what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
My thought process in this is that the one thing that and I think it's still fine though, because we got enough of the point. It kind of was like a cult.
Oh, it had to be a cult. If everybody wanted to do the same thing,
they're going to kill themselves. There's an action later where he confesses that the woman was like, he hit on me.
Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blah 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 blah, and then he's atoning for his sins. And then, do you know what I mean? There's this whole cleansing. We're all gonna die. This is very culty, which I like that they did that without having to say, yeah, they're a cult. But that's the one part I think of the movie that's harder to swallow because
everybody's gonna be in sync, right?
Because some people I feel like wouldn't, unless there was like that could have used a little bit more backstory, but then I think it would have ruined it. So I get it.
No, you just had to go with it.
Yeah.
So the ladies, when she's walking them through, and they go through the living quarters, and she's like,
Mhm.
"We all live here."
And they sleep
like,
I think it was like sleep 4 hours a night was what she said.
yeah, I was like, all of them in the same room. And so I love when Ray Fiennes is introduced and he keeps slapping his hands for the next course. And then they actually showing the course and what is being delivered.
Yeah, I love that part. It's such a it felt oddly calming, which I thought was a great move in the movie, because a lot of cooking shows are very calming. Like, a lot of people watch them to feel calm, and there is that like kind of zen presentation of the food, and then cut against that kind of very you guys, the movie is, you are on edge watching this shit.
Yeah, because they take their time with the dishes and the meals, and it just progressively gets worse, man. First when he came out with the bread, it was like, bread is like universal to everybody except for you people, and like Margot was the only one that was like, he's insulting you, you idiot,
Yeah.
And the Nicholas Hoult character didn't give a shit, he was just,
he's like scooping up, he was eating the little dips,
kept taking her stuff, and his transformation once he got off of that boat was just, I really took notice of it, how he just got worse and worse.
Yeah, and like more like kind of like on edge. And I kind of like, honestly, even though Nicholas Holt's character is probably like the most annoying of all of them, like he might not, I feel like his crimes are pretty low, because he really was just somebody who genuinely enjoyed food, like, because he was just some weirdo on the internet.
He was just some weirdo
that guy manipulated into coming there, because I guess the thing is I think he was making a statement about foodie culture.
You think right? You do this. Right, but you could. Right.
Yeah, and I was just like, but I guess he loved the food.
Look, he enjoyed the whole experience.
He was glad until the end, I think, until
when they found out they were all gonna die with the guy with the angels and stuff like that, and then they cut dude's finger off and stuff.
That was okay. Now, that's my one part of this movie, is there's a lot of weird, strange violence, which I enjoy, but I think they could have gone a little bit. They could have gone more.
What, showing the finger getting cut off?
No, just like. Oh, I feel like at the end,
more people getting maimed or hurt and stuff like that.
Right. I kind of felt like I was looking for more like specific punishments to people's crimes and stuff like that, because a couple of them did get it, but then they kind of did that thing where you have a big cast of people right at the end. They just kind of like, well, they're all gonna go. So
some of the crimes Tifflebot was like, damn. So the movie star was there. Just because he wasted his day on his movie, his day off, I was like,
yeah. See, that guy didn't really deserve it.
No,
but like he'd been doing other bad things, but also not that bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, so he had to go, and I don't know what the.
I think that rich people were just that they were rich and they could afford. They kept doing, because he couldn't remember the dish. He was like, "Tell me what you've spent. You've been here 15 times or something like that. Can you tell me one dish you ate the last time you were here?" Yeah,
and even the wife couldn't do that. And she was like stuck, and I was like, "Well, that's not a crime, but I guess, I guess
he. I think that maybe is good, because it was obviously like his psychosis. He had developed this.
So what was psychosis. The 3 young like financiers?
They were stealing.
They were stealing, right? Because he had it on the bread and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
And the one lady's reviewer, she closed several restaurants.
And they showed. Tyler's crime, and his only thing was
was like taking pictures.
I was like, he gotta go.
Right, I was thinking his crime was that like he
stepped over the line.
I think that there's this. As much as this movie is a movie about very fancy food, I think it's also a movie about like how we've all kind of stepped away from the primal enjoyment of food, because and he was kind of the embodiment of that, like picking the pictures and putting stuff up.
When he explained how the food is prepared on the island, he had me, Ray Fiennes, because Ray Fiennes was so odd in this movie with every speech he had. He was so awkward and so, I want to say creepy, but it was less creepy to me than it was just bizarre. And I was like, this dude is nuts.
I felt like I like that you could kind of tell that he had snapped, because there was that, she goes into the back because he recognizes her as a worker, as somebody who's not of this class.
Like, your name is not Margot.
And so, he takes her back there, And then she sees all his stuff from like when he loved to cook up until like even when I think like there was the implication that he had enjoyed life, like these people had enjoyed life, and then he had regrets, and then he had become insane, basically.
Yeah, because that picture he took with the head financier, it was like he just looked miserable standing there next to him,
Mm-hmm.
like opening the restaurant. But then got the sea of chefs that he had fixing. They were so loyal, man. There was not a hesitation in any one of them, and I agree with you that I don't think that many people would be on board.
Right. I feel like there would be like one or two people, but I'm glad that I'm glad that the movie went the way that it did, because if it had gone where like maybe people tried to escape or whatever, it wouldn't have worked as
Well, they
well.
tried to escape, and I think the scene when
No, I mean like the chefs.
no, right. But the scene where you brought up earlier, where they had the men run, I thought was hilarious. But I think the funniest thing about that scene was that Tyler just stood there. He was like, I'm here for the
Yeah.
next meal. He
Yeah.
runs just because he's supposed to. Comes back and starts eating the leftover off the
Yes,
plate.
it was all just so desperate and horrible. But then
I
there's
like
a
that.
part where she calls the Coast Guard. Now,
Yeah.
I thought this scene was so deeply upsetting because it's a really good misdirect. So very good spoilers here,
Not for
people.
me. Not for me.
You knew
I knew.
well.
I knew.
Well, I thought they were gonna kill him.
Well, no, I knew he was fake when he walked in because just because those boats are never manned alone, ever. There's always a
Mhm.
crew of four, and it was only one guy. And I'm like, no effing way. This dude is out there on them dark seas, and he's a Coast Guard member by himself on that boat. No way.
This was your sex worker moment.
Well, right. I was
You were like,
no
I don't
way.
think so.
No, no way.
I'm not alone
No.
on a boat.
No. He's
No,
on night patrol by
but
himself.
still,
No.
the tenseness in the situation is so good. The fact that he wrote the little note, "Help me" or whatever, and then that's when they put her back. They're like, "You're just you're just like them."
So here's the worst part of that, right?
Mhm.
That the chef was just toying with all of them doing that because he's
Yeah.
the one initiated the autograph, right? Knowing
Right.
you
Just a
know,
little sick.
and he had a great point. He was like, "All of you jackasses could have got out of here at any time. We don't got it on lock like that, And they were like, he's like, y'all playing along, So I thought that was interesting. I was like, right, nobody's really, really, really trying. Look, it ain't like they did have some guns. They had at least one gun.
Yeah.
And then of course, they had knives and stuff, and it was a lot of them. But still, man, it's a big old island, man. Dig a hole, dig yourself in some dirt into the morning. Do
Yeah.
something. So I like when they send her out to the well now to get the barrel. Now I didn't see that coming with Elsa, going on the offensive. Elsa wasn't having it. He's not replacing. I was like. So when it was over with, though, I was like, I wonder what that was all about because Elsa, you was in on this because so the
I
whole
think
thing
maybe
was
because
they were going to
because
kill
she-
each other. They were going to kill everybody on the island before the night was over with.
Yes, but he was fascinated by her, and she didn't like that.
You think that's what it was?
Well, because like she wasn't eating, and he was like, "Why aren't you eating?" Because even all those people, even the chefs and the people who were there eating, like to be killed, were deferential to him in a lot of ways, and she wasn't. I think he liked that, and of course, there's this whole. He's like, "You can escape," because she has like this. She figures out the trick.
Yeah.
Not really, you know what I mean? But she's like, she's like, I'm hungry. I want a doggy bag.
Oh shit! I love that scene where you saw him as a kid, with that hamburger. Now he had all that joy cooking that burger.
Yeah.
She brought it all back to one with that speech. I mean, it was really well done for me, especially when
I agree.
he made the hamburger, and I was like, I'm gonna make my cheese.
And you watch him do it, and you can even though you've watched this person be completely psychotic throughout this whole movie, you watch him make this cheeseburger, and you feel joy.
Because he felt joy.
Yeah,
again.
so like it's a very strange and like that well done stuff in this movie.
It was.
And she takes one bite, and then she's like, because she knows he wants to let her go.
Yeah, and he does. And I didn't think he was. Now, Tiff, when she walked out to the boat, I thought the boat was gonna blow up.
I did too. I was
like, the boat is toast. But now tell me, Tifflebot. So you're in this restaurant, and you're Tifflebot.
Yes.
And they come and put these marshmallows around you and this little dumbass hat.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing in the goddamn world gonna make me sit up there and get cooked with this ridiculous outfit on.
I will run through the. You know what? If I run into the wall and it won't, whatever. If I try to break through the glass and it doesn't go, I'm gonna smash myself against it till I'm dead.
Y'all gonna stabby me to death. I'm
not gonna burn up like that. Especially, I feel like coated in a marshmallow, which I think would be horrible.
Ridiculous. And listen, just the indignity of what he did to them,
Yeah, and even like to themselves, they were all just like, goodbye.
Yeah, they were just like, oh. I'm like, are you kidding me? No fight? No, just.
But even the people, and here's the thing, they did look beautiful with all the.
They did not.
Laying of the. They made on the floor. Yeah, they made it look pretty, and then.
So she eats her burger out there. And
that burger still looks good.
It did, but I'm like, damn, what a piece of shit. You ain't
I thought that too. I was like, here's the thing. I'm not saying that like it really doesn't matter if you knew these people or not, or if they were pieces of shit. You just saw some fucked up shit. Doesn't your tummy hurt?
Yeah, I don't think I can eat a meal with all that.
Doesn't your tum-tum hurt?
No, it makes me wonder. Does she go back on an island and go to the chef's house and loot it? Or does she go get the authorities? Because I'm sure he got a bunch of money up in there.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I think.
Why does she care at this point? I guess I would be a little afraid that
somebody didn't go through with it.
Because wouldn't that be really terrifying?
If somebody was like in the back and like,
because you would think that no matter what, or I hope you would think that because that would be stupid not to.
Yeah, because that's a lot of people to brainwash. You got the Kool-Aid man who did the same thing, with people back in the day. So Colts can be a trip, and
okay, you said the Kool-Aid man, and you meant the people who drank the Kool-Aid.
I'm thinking bad.
I was thinking the Kool-Aid. I was thinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah,
I was like, yeah, I know the Kool-Aid man. That's why I was like, yeah.
No. I'm talking about just everybody going forward with it. It happens.
It does happen. It still happens.
Yeah, so it happens on a large scale in the country. So anyway, man, I enjoyed this, man.
I did too.
It was an enjoyable experience. It was a simple experiment.
I agree. Simple.
They didn't overcomplicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they would have gone for a little bit more of a complicated plot, it would have been more like a movie that was very well regarded artistically. I think it still will be, but I think it could have been like. Anyway, but beyond that, I saw this in a theater. No, at 9:00 at night on a Monday. Nobody was in the theater. It was an amazing experience.
Okay.
Top notch. We didn't do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We didn't do that last week. Are we done? Are we not doing that anymore?
Oh no! I love the good, and the bad, and the ugly. We just didn't. We were just. I don't know. We were clowning last week.
We were last week.
We were kind of in shock from the show before that, and all the the raggedy tag.
Yeah, we did have Yeah,
we're a little PSD. So, Tiff, it's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly. What we got, Tiff?
The good is that this movie is incredibly entertaining. You'll go and you will not realize how fast the time flies.
The good was the food sequences that I'm not even a foodie. I don't give a shit about food like that. But I was like, what's next? I can't wait to see what's next. What they got? Oh shit, they doing that. So I like the food sequences. What's your bad?
The bad is that, and this isn't really that bad. It's like a medium bad where I'd say I would have loved to have seen some more creative deaths than a big group death at the end. But I mean, that still worked for the film. So
I think the bad is that everybody was on the same page, and I would have liked to see a little division amongst the staff. Sure. We had the one guy that had to murder himself because he wanted his life, and I still didn't.
Yeah, that one I don't really get.
Me neither. And so,
but I mean, it's maybe like a Jesus thing.
A little division. And somewhere, and it didn't have to be a big
maybe that guy, if that guy had tried to stab him instead of himself, or shoot him instead of himself, and then one of the other chefs tackled him, and then he would have been like, the dish is ruined. That would have been an amazing.
Yeah. Moving to the next.
I'm not saying that I'm the best ever of all time, but anyway.
But I just would have liked to see a tad bit division within the ranks of the bad guys. So what's the ugly tip?
I will never get to eat any of this food.
That is a good point.
That's very disappointing to me.
The ugly for me is that I don't know. I think the ugly was some of the people who got it that I didn't understand why they were getting
Yeah, I think some people got it worse. Maybe that's the point. some people who seem even more innocent amongst it get it worse than people who deserve it more.
Because the one guy was there because he enabled the woman just because he was trying to keep his job, and the other girl she didn't have student loans, so she was rich, so that's why she was getting it. You know,
right? It's all very like,
yeah, but it still made it for
yeah, I agree.
It's an experience. There was no ruin to this movie to me.
I didn't think so either. Yeah.
There we go.
Up and up. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. So I would like to own this movie one day just to watch it again and see some of the little stuff like why was the mother there, over there getting destroyed because he talked about the dad.
He hated her for whatever reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason, right? So anyway, so that's it, Tiff. We can't do the damn thing. We got it done. I enjoyed our experience today, our dining experience with the menu. So, so I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. We got some good stuff coming to you for the rest of this year, man. With me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Tifflebot. Say goodbye to these lovelies, Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And until next week, man, until the Patreon, which we just put out one, we're putting out another one. We're getting back on our job. Until then, we will be
on patrol.